Another Pacific Organic Bone Broth disaster. Thanks. Courtesy of Vitacost. Just common sense. You take a 16-ounce container of, I'm sorry, I said 1 pound. It's actually 2 pounds. So you take 2 pounds and pile them on top of each other. Take the bottom, 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 bottom. 8 pounds like piled on top of each other. That's not going to be a disaster, is it? No. Some of the packers know. Once in a blue moon, my order comes in pristine condition, and every time that happens, it's when they put them standing up next to each other. They don't put them in a Ziploc bag and pile them on top of each other. They're just a pile of liquid. I might salvage 1 or 2 out of there. And the same packer wound up she put 15 in one heavy box. So that makes the box 30 pounds of cardboard liquid, but that's gonna be just fine, right? I already saw it leaking on my steps. I already knew. I knew it was heavy. I knew it didn't have anything else in it, but I knew, and I was right. Piled on top of each other, so the Ziploc bags are going to fill with liquid. The bag that arrived, the box that arrived wet had 15, and I said, just refund me for the 15. Replace. I don't ever get a refund. Replace the 15. I'll take pictures. I already took pictures even before opening up my other 2 boxes. I took pictures without even taking them out of the box. I can already see it's leaking. I kept it on my front, didn't put it on my rug. I made that mistake years ago. Made that mistake at Joe's too. And that might have been where I made the mistake and it leaked all over his rug. He's not happy. I think that was. It wasn't here. It was at Joe's. Yeah. And then Vitacost was going to close. It was 6 o'clock, but I said, "Are you trying to get out?" He's like, "No, it's fine. You can open up your box." I opened him up like while I was on the phone with them, and I said, "Well, there's 5 more." I opened up 1 box and it was fine. It had 5 Bragg's Organic apple cider vinegars, 32 ounces. They sometimes break in transit, but then that's the FedEx's fault. But this is the packer's fault when they pile 2-pound chicken broth. Those containers are so fragile anyway. I've been complaining about this forever. And so the other box was okay. It had my 5 Rainbow Natural, whatever that is, conditioner. I've been washing my hair without conditioner. And had 2 big things of Avalon Organics shampoo. I use that as my base, and then I use the other shampoo as an extra thing because it's henna. It's more expensive. That was all fine. I had a thing of my chia, hemp, coconut, powder stuff, chia flax, coconut powder. Joe told me about. He told me that it makes you really, really be able to go to the bath. But it takes like a day. Anyway, it's really good for you, superfood, so. And that's what was in that. That was fine. That box was fine. Move on to the next box at 20 Woodstock Organic Walnuts. And it had 5 chicken bone broths piled on top of each other in a Ziploc bag. But actually, it had 4, because they can't fit more than 4 in the big Ziploc bag, and 1 separate. So the one separate was in okay, it was fine. And he's like, well, how many are you reporting? I said, well, there's 19. Because there was one little separate one. He's like, I'm just going to refund you for 20. I'm like, yeah, why don't you do that? That would be a good idea. All things considered, that pissing me off again with these freaking chicken broths. And sometimes I report them damaged, which I have every right to do, but you can still use them. These, I might, out of 20, plus all my aggravation, I highly doubt. I don't trust them if they're piled on top of each other. They could have like microscopic leaks that I'm not aware of. It's not worth it. They're all being replaced. I know there's one good one, so I'll get one free one for my trouble and aggravation. I'm also going to send pictures, not because I have to, but because I want it documented. The stupidity of this packer. And how I feel is by now, even if you're a new packer, and I think I recognize that packer's name, she's not new. She is not new. But anyway, even if she did both boxes, and it's just, by now they should have them trained that you can't ship the goddamn things that are 8 pounds. You can't put 15 pounds, 30 pounds in one heavy 30-pound box that you know that the packer, the FedEx, or whatever is doing, it's throwing it all around. And they're going to get crushed. Sometimes, a lot of the packers do that. They pile them on top of each other instead of standing them upright. And they're going to get crushed. It's just common sense they're going to get crushed. That's what gets me. You don't know? You can't think that these are going to get crushed in transit? You're piling them on top of each other. The wrong kind of mindset. I went for a shorter walk. Just went to the store and back. So I don't do my 5+ miles again in some time. I have to cool it with that. I did it. I was happy doing it. And today I was fine. I still listened again to Welcome to the Circus, but I listened to some other things too, not just. And I bought Hey You and Wicked Ways from Amazon. I came home and he hadn't gone poo-poo. He peed the towel. That's okay. I just hate to come home to the crap, but what are you gonna do? But it's crapshoot whether or not he's gonna. But I took him for a walk, and he went poo-poo. So, and he ate and he drank, and he crashed briefly, and now I don't know why he's crying. It might be because I took his towel away because it was peed, and he wants to sit soft. He doesn't want to be on the hard thing, but he's the one who crashed and fell asleep. I'm going to wake him up to give him a towel. He just ate and drank. He shouldn't even have to go to the bathroom this soon. It might be he just wants a towel. I think he just might want a towel. One time that was the case. He didn't have a towel, and then he was crying, and I gave him a towel, and he went to sleep, so. But he fell asleep like that, I was going to give him a new towel, and just dealing with all this Vitacost. I had to call. I haven't even put it away. I have the Vitacost sitting on the front where there's no rug. I didn't put it on the rug. I'm going to leave it outside. I'm not going to call Vitacost and deal with it outside, and the bugs outside. I hate bugs. I hate biting bugs, let's put it that way. You have a regular bug, I'll put it outside. I did it the other day with a beetle. I got it on a piece of paper and I put it outside. I won't kill anything that's small. That's not one of the pests. Now ants don't bite, but they're pests. Okay, a beetle is not, it doesn't really do anything. I'll put the beetle outside. And spiders, I'm afraid of spiders. I don't really like to kill them. I don't like them around me. I don't like spiders. So I won't put a spider outside, but I tend to not kill the spider either. Then was that Josie had centipedes. You think I'm ever going to kill a centipede? No. I'm trying to stay away from it. I don't know if they bite. It's pretty just ants and spiders and flies. Ants, spiders, and flies. Even though the fly, again, doesn't bite, it doesn't matter, it's a pest. But a beetle, beetles, benign, beetle. We'll put the beetle outside. I just did the other day. And as I've already told you, I had vindication, what, 40, not 50 years later, say 45 years later. 45 years later, I had vindication all these years later. Because when I was a little girl, 8 years old, not, 7, 8, 9, whatever, and the mosquitoes were eating me alive, and they were not eating my cousins alive. They just think I'm crazy. And then I get off put on me, and then I smell, and they don't want to be around me. Okay? Well, all these years later, I got vindication. You can look it up yourself. That bugs, mosquitoes, it applies to those horseflies too. I was reading about horseflies. Apparently you can go on, I didn't want to do it, but you can watch somebody being bitten by a horsefly. A brave volunteer. I don't want to watch him being bitten by a horsefly. Horseflies hurt so much. And I don't think I've been bitten by a horsefly since I was a kid. I've made sure to not be bitten by a horsefly. Because they don't do a mosquito is nice. A mosquito will just poke you and it puts something in there that you don't feel it at all, whereas a horsefly will just rip you apart. But yes, vindication. They have proven that we are not crazy. We who always said the mosquitoes attack me and you're crazy, there's no mosquitoes or it's not a big deal. No. They like certain people's blood. And they love my fucking blood. And I was in hell as a kid, and I'm in hell as an adult. I'm paranoid. I don't want a mosquito in the house. I cannot stand them. And I rejoice and throw a party, figuratively speaking, when I get it and I smush it. Hide your face. Teach the touch. Don't know if that's right. You gotta hide your face. This is how they got you right before they cut you. You gotta hide. Ugly how they rule you, that's just, I love that line. Ugly how they rule you, that's just how they screw you. You gotta hide your